A clash of titans, introducing the Battle of Siffin, written by Dan Snow from BBC's Dan Snow's history hit. The year is 657 CE. The landscape, the arid plains near the Euphrates River. Here, two massive armies clash in a battle that will forever alter the course of Islamic history. This is the Battle of Siffin, a brutal and bloody conflict that exposed deep rifts within the young Muslim community. The outcome of this battle, and the events that followed, continue to resonate even today, shaping religious and political landscapes across the world. This is not just a story of swords and shields, of tactics and bloodshed. It is a story of ambition, of principle, and of the human cost of division. It is a story that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about power, faith, and the very nature of leadership. Join me, Dan Snow, as we delve into the crucible of Siffin, exploring the events that set the stage for this epical clash. The seeds of discord, Uthman's assassination and the rise of contenders. The story of Uthman's assassination is not just a tale of a single event, but a complex narrative woven with threads of political intrigue, social unrest, and religious fervor. The Battle of Siffin did not erupt in a vacuum. It was the culmination of simmering tensions and deep-seated grievances that followed the Prophet Muhammad's death in 632 CE. The early Islamic community faced numerous challenges as it sought to establish a unified leadership and maintain the rapid expansion of its territories. It was the culmination of simmering tensions and deep-seated grievances that followed the Prophet Muhammad's death in 632 CE. The early Islamic community faced numerous challenges as it sought to establish a unified leadership and maintain the rapid expansion of its territories. The death of the Prophet left a vacuum that needed to be filled, and the question of who would succeed him became a contentious issue. The rapid expansion of the Islamic Empire brought with it immense wealth and power, but also sowed the seeds of discord. As the empire grew, so did the complexities of governance and the distribution of resources. The newly acquired lands and the diverse populations within them required effective administration, which was not always easy to achieve. At the heart of this conflict lay the question of leadership. The early Muslim community was divided on who should lead them after the Prophet's death. Some believed that leadership should remain within the Prophet's family, while others argued for a more meritocratic approach. Who would succeed the Prophet? This question was not merely about political power, but also about religious authority and legitimacy. The decision would shape the future of the Islamic community and its governance. How would the vast and diverse empire be governed? The early leaders had to navigate the complexities of ruling over a rapidly expanding and culturally diverse empire. They had to balance the interests of various tribes, regions, and social groups while maintaining the unity of the Muslim community. These questions sparked intense debate and ultimately led to the emergence of different factions within the Muslim community. The early Muslims were not a monolithic group. They had diverse opinions and interests, which sometimes led to conflicts and divisions. When the third caliph, Uthman ibn Affan, was assassinated in 656 CE, the simmering tensions boiled over. Uthman's assassination was a turning point in Islamic history, marking the beginning of a period of intense political and social upheaval. Uthman's assassination, while a pivotal event in Islamic history, remains shrouded in controversy. Different sources provide varying accounts of the events leading up to his death, and the motivations of those involved are still debated by historians. Accusations of corruption and nepotism plagued his reign, fueling discontent among some factions. Uthman was criticized for favoring his own clan, the Umayyads, in appointments to key positions, which led to accusations of nepotism and corruption. From the chaos of Uthman's assassination emerged two key figures: Ali ibn Abi Talib, the Prophet's cousin and son-in-law, and Muawiyah I, the ambitious governor of Syria. Both men had strong claims to leadership and significant support within the Muslim community. Both commanded significant support and represented contrasting visions for the future of the Islamic Empire. Ali was seen as a champion of the traditional values and principles of Islam, while Muawiyah represented a more pragmatic and politically astute approach to governance. Their rivalry would soon plunge the Muslim world into a bloody conflict. The struggle between Ali and Muawiyah was not just a battle for political power, but also a clash of ideologies and visions for the future of the Islamic community. This conflict would have lasting repercussions, shaping the course of Islamic history for centuries to come. March to confrontation armies gather on the banks of the Euphrates. The Euphrates River, a lifeline of ancient civilizations, now bore witness to a gathering storm. The banks, once a symbol of prosperity and life, were now the stage for an impending clash that would shape the future of the Islamic world. The assassination of Uthman ignited a firestorm. His death was not just the end of a leader, but the spark that set ablaze a series of events leading to civil strife. The streets of Medina, once peaceful, were now filled with chaos and uncertainty. Ali, widely respected for his piety and close relationship to the Prophet, was quickly elected as the fourth caliph. His election was seen by many as a return to the principles of justice and piety that the Prophet had embodied. Ali's supporters believed that his leadership would restore order and faith in the community. However, his ascension was not universally accepted. The empire was vast, and not everyone was convinced of Ali's right to lead. Dissent simmered beneath the surface, threatening to boil over into open conflict. Muawiyah, a shrewd politician and skilled military leader, refused to recognize Ali's legitimacy. As the governor of Syria, Muawiyah wielded significant power and influence. His refusal to pledge allegiance to Ali was not just a personal affront, but a political challenge that could not be ignored. He demanded justice for Uthman's death, accusing Ali of complicity or at the very least incompetence in failing to prevent the assassination. This accusation was a powerful rallying cry, drawing many to Muawiyah's cause who believed that justice had to be served. The stage was set for a showdown. The tension was palpable, with both sides preparing for a confrontation that seemed inevitable. The air was thick with the anticipation of battle, and the soldiers on both sides knew that their lives and the future of the empire hung in the balance. Both Ali and Muawiyah rallied their forces, their armies swelling with each passing day. Recruitment drives were in full swing, with men from all corners of the empire answering the call to arms. The promise of glory, the call of duty, and the pull of loyalty brought thousands to the banners of both leaders. From across the empire, men flocked to their respective banners, driven by loyalty, religious fervor, or simply the desire for power and glory. Each soldier had his own reasons for joining the fight, but all were united by the looming conflict that would decide the fate of the caliphate. Ali, based in Kufa, present-day Iraq, marched his forces north towards Syria, Muawiyah's stronghold. The journey was arduous, with the army traversing harsh landscapes and enduring the relentless heat. Yet the soldiers pressed on, driven by their leader's resolve and the righteousness of their cause. The two armies finally met on the scorching plains of Siffin, a small village near the western bank of the Euphrates River. The location was strategic, with the river providing a crucial water source, and the plains offering ample space for the armies to maneuver. The air crackled with anticipation as tens of thousands of soldiers prepared for battle, their swords glinting ominously under the desert sun. The tension was almost tangible, with every soldier acutely aware that the coming battle would be a defining moment in their lives and in the history of the Islamic world. The fate of the caliphate, and perhaps the future direction of Islam itself, hung in the balance as the two armies stood poised on the brink of war. Swords drawn, blood spilled, the Battle of Siffin explodes. The air was thick with the sound of clashing steel and the cries of warriors locked in mortal combat. Dust rose from the ground, mingling with the sweat and blood of the combatants, creating a haze that blurred the lines between friend and foe. The Battle of Siffin was not a single, decisive clash, but rather a grueling series of skirmishes, duels, and strategic maneuvers that stretched over several months. Each encounter was a test of endurance and strategy, with both sides seeking to outmaneuver and outlast the other. The battlefield was a constantly shifting landscape of alliances and betrayals, where every move could mean the difference between victory and defeat. The fighting began in earnest in July 657 CE, the scorching desert heat bearing down on the exhausted combatants. The relentless sun beat down on the warriors, sapping their strength and testing their resolve. Water was scarce, and the harsh conditions only added to the misery of the soldiers, who fought on despite the overwhelming odds. Both sides fought with incredible ferocity, driven by their unwavering belief in the righteousness of their cause. The clash of ideologies fueled the intensity of the battle as each side sought to prove the legitimacy of their claim. The warriors fought not just for themselves, but for the honor and future of their people. Ali's forces, known for their piety and religious zeal, launched wave after wave of attacks, determined to overwhelm Muawiyah's army. Their chants and prayers echoed across the battlefield, a testament to their unwavering faith. They believed that their cause was just and that victory was assured by divine will. Muawiyah's troops, though perhaps less numerous, were battle-hardened and disciplined, their ranks bolstered by experienced Syrian warriors. These soldiers had seen countless battles and knew the art of war well. Their discipline and tactical acumen allowed them to hold their ground against the relentless assaults of Ali's forces. Amidst the chaos and carnage, individual acts of heroism and sacrifice punctuated the battlefield. Stories of bravery and selflessness emerged as soldiers risked their lives to save their comrades or to strike a decisive blow against the enemy. These acts of valor became the stuff of legend, inspiring future generations. Legends were born and martyrs made on both sides. The names of these warriors would be remembered for centuries, their deeds celebrated in song and story. They became symbols of courage and devotion, their sacrifices a testament to the enduring human spirit. The sand ran red with blood as the death toll mounted with each passing day. The battlefield became a graveyard littered with the bodies of the fallen. The cost of the conflict was immense, with countless lives lost and families torn apart by the relentless violence. Yet, despite the ferocity of the fighting, neither side could deliver a decisive blow. The battle raged on, with neither Ali nor Muawiyah able to gain a clear advantage. The stalemate was a testament to the evenly matched nature of the two forces, each side refusing to yield. The stalemate dragged on, the outcome hanging precariously in the balance. Both sides were exhausted, their resources depleted, yet neither was willing to concede. The Battle of Siffin became a symbol of the broader conflict, a struggle that would shape the future of the region for generations to come.